What's up everyone? I kind of thought of this fun video idea to do, and that's just to show my top 5 coolest knives of my collection at this current time. Now, if you know me, my opinion changes sometimes. If you ask me 2 months from now, what are your top 5 coolest knives? It'll probably be a different list, but currently these are the top 5 coolest knives that I think I have. And yeah, I'll just go over each of them and show them off. But this is not necessarily me saying these are my top 5 best knives or my most, top 5 quality knives. These are just the top 5 coolest knives to me, the most fun to carry, most fun to look at, just like I said, top 5 coolest. So let's jump into it. I will start with the Protec Malibu. This has the sapphire blade. I just think that it looks really cool. I think it looks good. You can still see the grind lines through that satin blade. The button lock's fun to carry. You have your decorative button lock right there. You have textured handles. I love the black and the blue together. Like I said, this is just a knife I pull out. It's fun to carry. I think it looks really cool and I like it. I got this, bought this from a friend. I think if you see on the blade right here, it says prototype. I'll show some close-ups of each, but yeah, so it says prototype. I'm pretty sure he built this using 2 different Malibu parts before this was an actual build that Protec offered. So that's also a really cool fact about it. I like knowing that it's kind of more built. So yeah, I just think this one looks really cool. I like it. Love that sapphire blade. I have used it some. It's kind of like, it's not like DLC, but in the sense that like when I cut with it and it shows a mark, if I literally just wipe it off with a cloth, it goes away. So I think it's really cool that it holds up well as well with the sapphire. And I know that Protec's very picky about their sapphire blades. Like if something like even small goes wrong in production, they just scrap the whole thing and start over. So definitely nice attention to detail there. So there's one of them. Let's see here. This is a Mike Gavco Custom. So this is from Gavco Knives. This was the first custom I ever bought. I just think it looks really cool. I love that like branchy twig look that it has. Like the handle's so slim and small, but look at how huge the blade is. Like the blade to handle ratio, I don't know, it just makes it look cool to me. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I have a few friends that call it ugly, but I like it. I think it looks cool. I actually brought this one of the days I went to Blade Show, and I think it was at the Giant Mouse booth, I think. One of the booths, there was a lot. One of the guys I was talking to, I pulled this out of my pocket because we just did a quick pocket check to each other, and he like paused and he like turned to his friend and he was like, "Look at her. Did you expect her to pull that out of her pocket?" And they started laughing. They're like, "That's why we love this hobby. Like, it's cool. Like, people don't expect certain knives to be carried by certain people. I like knowing what people carry because it's just interesting to see their taste. There's so many options in the world. But anyways, yeah, first custom. I think it's like an acid wash that he did on the blade. Looks really good. This is a mean blade too. Like, he put an awesome edge on this. It's very sharp when I have used it. Been no problems. I love how long the blade is. It's just a lot of blade for this handle. The handle's comfortable. You do have a curve up on the clip like that, and it does have good retention. It's a thinner pocket clip, but it's really not too bad in the hand. I feel the clip curl up there, but still fairly comfortable for me. So yeah, I like the skinny handles. Just a cool blade. Neat for me. So that is number 2. Let's see here. Number 3. This is a Vero Engineering Impulse Mini. I bought it on the secondary. It was a hand satin with the stonewash handles, all titanium. I ended up sending it off to Knife Modders. That's a group. It's really a couple that mods knives. That's their business. They do really great work. So what I had them do was Cerakote the handles black, and then they did a high voltage purple on the hardware and the clip and back spacer. So I like I guess you could say it's more simple design sometimes. So I picked a simple mod, but it really just cranked up this knife so much for me. I love how it looks. I don't know. I remember opening it when I got it back from them, and I was just like, whoa. Good action. Yeah, just really like this knife. It's really cool. I like carrying it around. I like looking at it. It's just a cool knife to me after the mods and everything. The knife in general is just a good knife. I like Vero Engineering. I think they put out good quality products. They have really good customer service, but having this extra mod done to it just really made it feel like my own knife. And just, yeah, completely my taste. I love black and purple. So, and I just like the blade shape on this as well. You have your hand satin coming down. Once again, I'll show some close-ups of the actual blade, but the tip here is belt satin, and then this is hand satin, so the way it intersects just looks really awesome at that curve there. But anyways, yeah, like this. I had a comment, someone had asked me, who do I suggest for modding? That's a lot of personal preference. Everyone does their work a little different. I will say, just make sure you trust who is modding your knife. Make sure you've seen a lot of their work, whether it be online or whatever, because you are sending them your knife, your property to do. A lot of modders stay booked up because they're good, and a lot of people want their work done. So just make sure you do your research. I can recommend knife modders, but their books are currently closed. So you have to be patient if you want to get with them, because they're busy, they're good. But yeah. Here's that one. And let's do, this is a Berg Blades Slim. This is the full size Slim. For one, I just think this knife is a really cool design. I love cleaver blades. This is a cleaver blade. He's got like a black wash on the blade. And then this is, I think it was labeled as 80s fat carbon, but it reminds me of the 90s, like Nickelodeon times type style. So I love the fun fat carbon that's on this knife. I think it looks awesome. Just has that 90s vibe to it, mixed with the black blade and rest of the handle and hardware. I just think it matches up really cool. This is a cool and fun knife for me. When I have pulled out around some friends that know I collect knives and stuff, they're always like, whoa, around this one, because it just looks super cool. It's still got that simple element to it, straightforward design, but then that just like bling, that splash of really cool fat carbon there really brings it in for me. So this is definitely one of my cool knives. Not to mention that Matt's a really cool guy. I've met him in person before. He's really nice. I know him and his wife do a lot of stuff for his business. They just seem like nice people. And yeah, this right here, I think he put all these inlays in himself for the knife, and they're limited. This is 12 of 30. So I'm pretty sure he dialed some stuff in, because this detent on this one is perfect. Like, this is money every time. The detent on this one is super awesome. So yeah. All right, and let's see the last of them before I show close-ups of them all. This is a knife I think is really cool. It makes me just feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel cool to carry it. Let's just be honest. Let's be cheesy here. This is the Custom Knife Factory Evo 2.0. This one has the hand satin with the zircotite accents, and then this is a clip, an aftermarket, I think this one's a Damascus clip, and I also have a zircotite clip for it. But yeah, I just think that it's a cool knife. It's got an awesome design. I love that blade. Looks really cool. Of course, I love opening holes for deployment. Spotty flick. Also can thumb flick it out with a little bit more effort for me. But yeah, it's a good size, the 2.0 at least for me. It's on the chunkier side. It's got thicker handles. I don't know. It's not what I normally go for, but the second I held this knife, I was like, wow. Really like this knife. It's really cool. Good design. All right, and here's just some close-ups of all of them. Here's that Malibu. Really like the reversed hand toe blade shape that's on these Malibus. Such a fidgety knife, and this one is just cool with that sapphire blade. So yeah, cool knife. And all right, and here is a close-up of the Gavco Custom. This was called a spiny dogfish. That was the name of this one. For those unfamiliar with his process, he'll post on Instagram a custom build that he's recently done, and then it's a first come, first serve basis. Whoever says I'll take it first gets it. I remember I turned my notifications on for him because I decided I wanted one of his knives, and I had gotten a bonus on my check at work, so I was like, yep, gonna get my first custom. It's probably a piece I'll never sell because of that, and I don't know, it's just unique looking to me. He's definitely got some interesting builds. Those of you that know about the custom world, oftentimes they're a lot more finicky with action and parts and stuff like that, compared to your production models that go through QC. But this one's done me well, and I've heard that he's got a pretty decent policy as far as if you have any issues, you can send it back to him. I haven't had to, so yeah, this is my cool spiny dogfish. All right, and then we have the close-up of the Vero Engineering Impulse Mini. That was modded by Knife Modders. Love that black cerakoted handles, purple, high voltage purple hardware. It's really awesome. I just really like the way this blade shape is too. You have your Tanto blade shape, but the cool thing, like I mentioned, is you have your tip and your swedge here are both belt satin, and then your hand satin runs across like that horizontally. So I just really love how it all meets up at the different angles. It gives it like that 3D feel to it, which I think just adds to the coolness of this knife. Really dig this design. I know that this was Joseph Vero's first knife design, so it's always cool to know. And I really like the way that the fuller's right there, so you can middle finger flick, and then you have your flipper back there. That doesn't have that traditional flipper feel, which is nice. It's very streamlined, nice touch, and then when you pull it out, of course, disappears in when it's locked up. So you get your purple matte and your purple accents there for this knife. And here is a close-up of the Berg Blades Slim. Like I said, this was a limited run, so it's not available right now. This is number 12 of 30. Just love that 90s looking fat carbon. So cool. And I've already said, I really like cleaver blades. I think they're good. I love using this style blade for EDC tasks and stuff like that. Boxes, tags, anything. I don't know. I personally enjoy using the cleaver type style blades. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy it. This one is super cool. And here is the Too Cool for School Evo 2.0 from CKF or Custom Knife Factory. Just such a wicked cool design. This is definitely one of the knives I would bring out to show people from the collection. Just think it's really cool, got a cool vibe to it. This blade is so mean looking, like just look at that. I mean, it's definitely got a hollow grind here. You got a lot of belly, but it's like this reverse Tanto modified sheep's foot type blade. It just looks awesome. Love how mean it looks. And like I said, this was an aftermarket clip that got put on. I like that it adds that little flare of color. Yeah, just a cool design here. Of course, you got your M390 blade steel. So yeah, when I think of cool knife design, this is one of the knives that definitely pops into my head. This was a run. I did get this one secondary market. They're not currently available. They just did a 3.0 pre-order. I like to give that information because sometimes, you know, you like to watch videos on knives that you can get, of course. I'm sure they'll do a drop of 3.0s if this design interests you. The Evo 3.0 is going to be longer. This is going to be the smaller version, but I still think it's going to be really cool. I did pre-order one, so if this interests you, I would check out CKF website or Instagram, because I'm sure they'll drop a few 3.0s after the pre-order ones are fulfilled. Ta-da! So here they all are lined up again. So this is what I find are my top 5 coolest knives in my collection right now. Let me know in the comments which one do you think is the coolest out of all of these and which one you would choose. Or do you have a cool knife in your collection that you just deem the coolest?